Question number 2. Ionic and covalent compounds have two different naming systems. Explain why ionic compounds do not require prefixes in their names. Well, ionic compounds have charges, and these dictate the number of atoms of each element. Whereas covalent compounds don't have charges, so therefore they can actually bond in lots of different ways. It's like connecting a jigsaw together, whereas ionic compounds, they have a set way of coming together. Anyway, the idea is that ionic compounds have charges. Complete the table below to show the systematic name and formula for each compound. Here we have this, and the systematic name comes from, you first of all need to identify, is it ionic or covalent? And you need to predict or use the correct system. So this here is ionic. So therefore, you're not going to have any prefixes. It's going to be copper oxide. The difference with this ionic is that if it's a transition metal, which copper happens to be, you need to include the Roman numeral as to what the charge of this copper will be. So oxygen is 2 negative, so therefore each of these coppers must be 1 positive, so therefore it's going to be copper 1 oxide. And that's that. Dinitrogen dioxide, it's covalent, so therefore it's going to be H2O2. Pretty straightforward. Carbon tetrafluoride, well, this is, I've already said the name, but you can see it's covalent, so therefore I need to write my prefixes. Carbon tetrafluoride. Lithium sulfide, this is ionic, so therefore I need to know the charges involved with lithium sulfide. Lithium is positive, sulfide is 1 negative. The reason we know that, lithium is in group 1, so therefore it's going to lose 1 electron, become positive 1. Sulfur is in group 6, so it's going to gain 2 electrons, end up as 2 negative. So therefore my formula here will be Li2S. Lithium, again, this is ionic. I don't need to know how many lithiums there are, so it's going to be lithium. And this here is sulfate, because it's a polyatomic ion that you should know. And this guy here is going to be covalent, and therefore it's going to need prefixes. So it's going to be dinitrogen and tetroxide. And therefore we have our naming system done. Again, the key thing with this is to identify, is the compound ionic or is it covalent, and then follow through with the correct system of naming.